What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're gonna break down, we're gonna preview Sunday's matchup, the showdown for the AFC South. The Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. Both teams 8-5 on a crash collision course. The battle for this AFC South title. They face two times out of the next 3 weeks, and basically the winner of the South is coming out of these two games. And, I mean, everything is what you could hope for. Out of all the Texan Titans matchups, this is probably the most anticipated, the most on the line, the most at stake. I mean, probably the one that's most hyped up since the VY game when VY made his return back to Houston. And I've been a Texans fan since 2002, and I probably say that that's probably the worst moment in Texans history is Vince Young scoring a touchdown and saying this is his house, and you had Texan fans, people with Texan jerseys and hats on, screaming and cheering with him. I mean that was a low moment for a Texan fan, especially the one been here since the beginning. But I mean, we seen the Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan games. We know when they fight on the middle of the field, and we seen all these battles. This is going to be the first time the AFC South is going to be on the line, and you got two times to get it done, basically. And the way it goes like this: the Texans, as of right now, lead the division because they have the better divisional record. Um, if the Texans, of course, if the Texans sweep the Titans, they win division. If the Titans sweep the Texans, they win division, of course. Uh, Other ways, if the Texans split both games and beat Tampa, they win the division. So if they win Sunday and then beat Tampa next Saturday, they win the division. Or if they lose Sunday but beat Tampa and then win the last game of the season, they win the division. Uh, the Titans would need the Texans to if the Titans lose, that they would need the Texans to lose to Tampa Bay, basically. Uh, and also another way is even the Texans could lose Sunday and also lose against Tampa and win the last game, but they would need in that case they will also need the Titans to lose to the Saints because that's what they play in between. They play the Saints in Nashville, but they still have to play the Saints. So there's more ways for the Texans to win the division because they have a better divisional record as of right now. Because right now they're 3-1 and the Titans are 2-2. So it leans a little bit more towards the Texans' favor. All they really got to do is split basically, and they'll more likely win the division. But of course, you just want to win out. You just want to win the games. And I've been seeing a lot of people picking, like for the most part, the Titans are the chalk pick. Everybody's more likely picking the Titans. Maybe outside of like if it's like a group of like five broadcasters talking about the game, maybe one's picking the Texans and the other four picking the Titans. That's the way it's been. And I can't blame them. After what you've seen Sunday, you can't blame them. You can't blame them for picking the Titans. I know Texan fans, I know y'all want me to get on here and be like, man, we about to smash some whole ass Titans, blah, 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 blah. Man, I can't say that in good confidence right now. Because after what I seen last week at home against Denver, against a 4-8 Denver team, starting a rookie quarterback for his second start, not only his second start, the second time he's been active, the second time he's put on game pads, and you allow 300 yards against him. After we're 13, 14 weeks in the season, and we have yet to score on our opening drive. The only offense in the NFL that have yet to score on the opening drive. We are second to dead last in scoring points in the first quarter. Right behind, the only team that's behind us is the Washington Redskins. With Deshaun playing all the games, with Hopkins playing all the games, with Stills, with Fuller, with Kiki, with fails amongst the NFL leaders in tight ends and touchdowns for tight ends. The way Duke has been playing, the way Carl's High is 10th in the NFL in rushing, and yet we can't score on our opening drive. We scored 3 points all year, and that was against Jacksonville and London. Last week, 15 teams, half the teams played football last Sunday, scored on the opening drive, and 10 of them scored touchdowns. So half of the league did what you can't do all year, did it on Sunday. Come on, man. Including the teams that you played against, the Denver Broncos. That's where I have a problem with. We could talk about the defense. I've been talking about the defense forever. I think that for the most part, I think that we might have the talent back there. I think that the talent is not the issue anymore when it comes to the defense. I think it's more so Rack, the way he calls the defense, because he constantly doesn't put our corners in the situation. We have man corners. I said that every time we got when we traded for Conley and we picked up Hargraves, we have man to man corners. But yeah, we constantly run zone. Now we was aggressive and ran a lot of man against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football against Denver. I guess because he felt it was a rookie quarterback that he thought he can confuse him with the zone. He was able to pick that zone apart. He was able to pick it apart because one, our corners are not good at zone. They're man to man corners. Now we're playing against a team that's hot, that's rolling, that's Derrick Henry is second in the league in rushing. I think he leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Um, that's going to be a problem if he can get to the second level. If Derrick Henry can get to the second level, when it comes to Conley, when it comes to even Justin Reed, when it comes to Roby, when it comes to Hargrave, all they when they got drafted, all they bugaboos was outside of playing zone. You know what they bugaboos was? Tackling. Missed tackles, missed tackles, missed tackles. That's something they was all talked about. That's dating all the way back to when these guys was drafted in 2014, in 2015, in 2017 and 16. That's when these guys were being drafted. That's what all this was. Everybody said that's part of one of the reasons why they claimed that Justin Reed fell down to the third round. We know why the real reason why Justin Reed fell all the way down to the third round because his brother. We're not gonna get in there right now, but supposedly that's one of the reasons why he fell because of missed tackles. And in the games that we've lost, the Sunday against Denver, the game against Baltimore, the game against the Colts, the game against the Panthers, and the game opening night against the Saints. What all happened in all those games? A lot of missed tackles. Guys getting to the second level and not able to in the secondary not able to make tackles. So as big as fast as Derrick Henry is, and I have a coworker who's a Titans fan who constantly tells me over and over again that Derrick Henry's stiff arm is undefeated. If Derrick Henry can get to that second level, I think he's going to break one because I don't see the secondary able to bring him down. Because part of the reason we lose because we can't tackle. Now, I do think that Rita and like our linebackers outside of Zach Cunningham are probably built to stop a old school running attack. But our run defense of lately has not looked as good as I hoped it had. It hasn't looked as good as it looked in the beginning of the season. It has looked as good as it looked last year. Now again, we're missing our best run defender in Clowney because our best run defender is playing up in Seattle right now. But that's a conversation for another day. I've already I spoke about that when I did the video about the trade. But our best run defender is gone, so that hurts us. So we're gonna see because normally we have been able to slow up Derrick Henry in years past, but part of the reason why we've been able to slow him down, like I said, number 90, and he's no longer here. Now, my biggest issue about this game is the coaching. I know I said going into the season, wait till the playoffs get here, and then I'll make my decision about Bill O'Brien. My decision has been made up after Sunday that you gotta get rid of him. That, in my personal opinion, there's no reason why he should still be the head coach because I don't see, even if you did get to the playoffs, I don't see him doing anything. And I can't trust a team that's coached by Bill O'Brien. It is what it is. There was a time and period that you probably could say that Bill O'Brien was the best coach in the AFC South back in 15 and 16. And I think more so that's more as years have gone on, that's more so an indictment on the AFC South because they had poor coaching with I forgot who the guy was in Jacksonville, but Mike Mularkey in Tennessee and Chet Pagano in Indianapolis. Like it was more so them being poor coaches than really Bill O'Brien being a better coach because now that we've seen over the past 2 years, I think at the very least he's probably the third best coach because I think that Frank Wright in Indianapolis is a better coach than him. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Vrabel's a better coach. Vrabel has more solid wins than Bill O'Brien. Like we talk, like Bill O'Brien's been in the NFL, been coaching the Texans for 6 years. His two signature wins come this season at Kansas City and at the Patriots. When Vrabel beat Super Bowl champion team, the Philadelphia Eagles, last year, also dominated against the Patriots like we did, but he was able to hold on to his domination. I think it was 34-10. We allowed the Patriots to come back to make the score look close. Um, they dominated and bullied the Cowboys on Monday Night Football last year. They beat us with Blaine Gabbert last year. With a healthy team, with you had Deshaun, you had Fuller, you had Hopkins, and they beat you with Blaine Gabbert. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just speaking. It is what it is. And then this year, went ahead and beat the Chiefs. Like, so he has more quality wins. He has the same wins that you have, the Chiefs and the Patriots. And he has some other ones sprinkled in that you don't have. And it's looked more impressive in those wins. I think the only one that was close, I mean, the Chiefs game was close. And then your game last year was close with them. But other than that, they were dominating when you had to go to overtime to beat the Cowboys. Yeah, you dominated the Patriots. You did dominate the Patriots. You did. But you allowed them to come back. Now, you didn't take your foot off the gas. At least he never takes his foot off the gas. So he just seems more like a head coach to me. Now, this is the conundrum because I have so much faith in Deshaun Watson. I believe Deshaun Watson is the real deal when it comes to quarterback. And I just think that we continually hold him back. I think that our team just got handcuffs all over him. And it's more so this fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times, I can't get fooled again. And last year, coming to the season, coming to last year, I was like, man, the Texans gonna go 12-4. I looked at the schedule, I looked at the guys that we have, and like, man, if everybody healthy, we going 12-4. And we should have went 12-4. We went 11-5. We should have went 12-4. We should beat Philadelphia. But I thought that we were gonna go in and beat the Colts. We were embarrassed at home in the playoffs. Coming into the season, I said the Texans was gonna go 10-6. And I said the Titans would beat the Texans here, and then the Texans would beat the Titans at home and win the AFC South and beat 10-6, and I had the Titans going 9-7. And that could possibly still be the case. But after they beat the Chiefs, I didn't expect the Texans to beat the Chiefs, or I didn't expect the Texans to beat the Chiefs, and I thought the Falcons would be a better team, and I thought the Chargers would be a better team because them also losses that the wins that they got, I didn't think they were gonna get, but both teams show that they're not that good football team, so that's neither here nor there. I did expect them. I picked them to beat the Patriots going into the season. So when you beat both the Chiefs on the road and beat the Patriots at home, and then look the way you looked for the most part against that game, I'm thinking, I'm like, they have to go 12-4 at the very least 11-5 because they have a shot to continue to. They have a shot if everything breaks right to get the number one seed or at the very least a bye. Fool me twice, shame on me because I got fooled Sunday. Can't get fooled again. I think the Texans. My prediction for the game Sunday tomorrow is that the Texans will lose. I picked them to lose against the Titans going into the season. And I picked them to win. I picked them to split. I picked them to lose here and win at home. I guess I say Titans 34, Texans 24. That's my final pick. I think Deshaun could put up points. I do. I don't know if our defense is going to be able to call to stop them. And like I said, they're a hot team right now, and trust me, I hope I'm absolutely wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. I want the Texans to win. I want the Texans to win the division and go to the playoffs. But if they don't, is that 100% a bad thing? Because if they lose, remember, the Texans have led this division the whole year, outside of when they lost to the Colts, and they lost the tiebreaker, but then they picked it back up the next week, and then when they lost to Baltimore, And like them and the Colts had the same record, and the Colts had the tiebreaker because they beat them. And then they took care of business that Thursday and was back leading the division again. So they led the division the whole year. If you let this slip away, if you let this division slip out of your grasp after you controlled it the whole year, basically, you basically controlled this division the whole entire year. If you allowed that to slip, what's your excuse? How can you come back from that? There's no way you can. There's no way that you could possibly sit up here and say, man, we bringing everything back. No, changes have to be made. At the very least, you have to make a change at DC. At the very least. But my thing is, you have to make a change at the head coach. And I'm going to put it to you like this, guys, because I was listening to somebody talk, and y'all know I'm a Texas Tech fan. And 2 years ago, when Patrick Mahomes last year at Tech, I knew back then that Cliff, man, like, you got to get rid of Cliff. When you have Patrick Mahomes, a guy who's going to get drafted 10th overall in the NFL, as your starting quarterback playing the whole year and you only win 4 games, you gotta cut the cord. But I like Cliff though, because he's a former Red Raider. So they gave him 1 year to see what he do. And it was looking like they might end up firing him. But he goes to Austin and beats UT, end up being 6-6, becoming bowl eligible and get to a bowl game. They lost the bowl game. That right there saved his job for 1 more year because he ended up coaching last year. And it started off good. And then he had some quarterback issues because his starting quarterback gets hurt game 1. Then they put in Allen Bowling, and he comes in as a true freshman, is balling. But then he gets hurt, comes back, and then gets hurt again, ruptures his spleen, and you lose down the stretch. And he gets fired, I think maybe with a game to go left in the season. I think he got fired. Man, they basically fired him a year too late. They should have fired him the year before. But that game against UT back in 2017 saved his job for an extra year. And I can see that possibly being the situation here. That Bill O'Brien could possibly win the division 1 more time and save his job for another year. But in doing that, you let coaches like Lincoln Riley, like Greg Roman, like maybe Eric Bedby, the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, even Matt Rule. You let all these coaches come off the board this year. And then you end up letting them go the next year, and your good quality coaches are gone. I think that's part of the reason what happened with Kubiak. You let go Kubiak maybe a year too early or a year too late because you ended up with Bill O'Brien. You allowed the coaching pool not to be a good coaching pool. Like, it's just like an NFL draft. Sometimes it's not when you draft in the court. It's not the court. It's the year that you're able to have the top pick. You might have a top pick when there's a year when there's no good quarterback prospects. You might fire your head coach a year where there's no good coaching prospects. That's the scary thing about the situation. Like I said, I'm a diehard fan. I want the Texans to win. I want because you get into the tournament because I have so much faith in Deshaun. If you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. But the thing is, I've been burnt too many times with Bill O'Brien, and I'm just mentally checked out, and I just have no trust in a team coached by Bill O'Brien. And it's sad because I have all the trust and faith in Deshaun, and I know what Deshaun's made of, and I know Deshaun's a warrior. I know Deshaun's not going to let you down, especially multiple weeks in a row. I think Deshaun's going to play well, but I think Coach O'Brien is just going to do something again down the stretch that's going to cost you. That's just how I feel. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell to get more videos. I holla.